value from this pick because you are leeching resistances, you are taking a percentage of their health and just chunking them instantly with that.
Yeah.
And it can kind of turn Trundle, you know, into a super tank himself.
I really do want to see Quid making plays with this Taliyah, easy access to side lanes, right? Like kind of moving around the map like...
Oh, hold on now, there's your Weaver's Wall. Also Realm Warp gonna bring DSG to the mix here too. Team Liquid backing away, trying to secure control over the crab. Sajed off to the side, wants to get a little bit of damage here. Some burst out into Jose Dioto, but he drops the Subjugate to keep himself alive for now. Both junglers going to be taken out of the equation. And now a flash over the wall from the Nami as Team Liquid look for even more. Call me, remember, no flash available on the rise from the earlier play. CoreJJ goes in for the flash route, and there's the extra kill, 2-1. TL. Fast first Drake in this first game. 9.5 minutes on the clock. Call Me is going to walk over and assist Cryo with a little bit more damage. Lions and Sajed also, considering they have the push in the bottom lane, this should be an easy objective secure for DSG.
Yeah, gonna be able to grab that no problem. And one of the things I talked to Ido about before the year started was, he's like, hey, we have all these players who don't have a tremendous amount of experience. You know, actually going into the series last week, 4 out of the 5 of their players had never played a playoff game.
Okay, we've got ourselves a Realm Warp, and they want to make the 4v2 dive as the wave is about to crash into the Tier 1 turret. There's your target. Pop Blossom from CoreJJ tries to defend, but there's just too many enemies disguised.
You want to be roaming around. You want to be able to apply map pressure wherever you are. Taking down the mid Tier 1 always helps with that.
It has been a bit of a slow burn game, but I mean, DSG has a slight gold advantage. They have...
Sajed's in a lot of trouble, though. The Arc of Ruin lines it up, and they knock it down. Kill credit goes over to Yawn as well, with a nice seismic shove into Kryra right after. They're looking for more, but they don't have enough damage to kill the Wukong here, too. Team Liquid getting Yawn paid, catching back up, now overtaking Sajed in terms of individual gold, and they'll be able to summon the Rift Herald up mid, and Kryra's about to drop to Jose Dioto. The Sundered Sky is plenty enough. Trinity Force not required, and there goes the enemy jungler as well. This has been such a massive swing for TL.
I mean, it's huge. They just went from down 800 gold to up 2.3K in the blink of an eye. And it feels like kind of just some unforced errors almost. I mean, Sajed had no Valk, right? Because he used it aggressively, but he did have his flash, didn't use it. Then Kryra tries to clone over the wall, clones into the wall, doesn't use his flash either. He dies too. And it does feel like they just kind of gave some freebies over to TL.
And that was your 2 most fed guys. Those were the guys that we were praising earlier as those big individual gold leads, nearly 1,000 gold ahead each. And then, yeah, the aggressive Valks, you love to see them when they result in those big bursty trades in lane when the Corki is able to have that priority, that control. But then he gets a little too aggressive. He gets a little overconfident. And Team Liquid are fast to punish. Now Sajed in danger once again. Flash, Pop Blossom from CoreJJ. Not going to find a target. Beautiful bubble follow-up coming in from Lions. But now DSG, where are they going to go from here? Jose Dioto has to flash away. Castle and Morgan both going to arrive. Meanwhile, the bottom lane turret falls with the Tier 1. Team Liquid is just going to lose core on that one.
Yeah, they do lose a bit of a shock because he had been performing really well for the team. Had looked like he was on point. Sajed pretty far up.
Yeah, the Corki's in trouble again. The damage flows through, but there's not quite enough to kill him through the barrier here just yet. Sajed staying alive for now, still fighting, but does finally fall. Traded for Jose Dioto. Kryra gets over the wall there with his clone, has to use that Cyclone as well. Morgan's going to grab the Tier 1 turret up there in the top lane at the same time. And Team Liquid continues to play aggressive, guys. Remember, this is sole point. If DSG can secure the Drake, Slam not going to do a whole lot. A nice follow-up seismic shove coming out from Quid, forces Castle to flash away. Dragon down to about 40% HP. DSG still looking to take the objective as Kryra has to force Morgan back away. Team Liquid carries under a little bit of pressure. Castle about to die. Jose Dioto going to grab the kill on that one as Lions is burning so very low, but he's not quite dead here yet. Castle still trying to make a little bit more space, but Team Liquid will take the fight. They will take the Drake.
They had a bit of a different idea, whereas TL, they had this early trade.
Than some of their previous outings.
Liquid is lurking, and Call Me is finding himself in a very compromised position. Weaver's Wall gonna chase after him. Seismic shove knocks him out of the Realm Warp, and there is no way home for the Rise now. Yawn on a killing spree. Team Liquid picks the enemy mid laner. He'll be dead for the next 45 seconds, but what's the follow-up move from there? Yawn goes forward, still has the ulti with the Arc of Ruin to try to force DSG away from the Tier 1 turret. Now Castle's gonna be the target. That Scion is not as tanky as they'd want him to be. Morgan just cuts him down. Jose Jose the Odo makes it so easy with the subjugate.
Yeah, I thought they were going to go straight to Baron, but instead they just make a collapse on mid lane, and they do look for a hard engage. And we saw Morgan fully committing to that. He even looked for a flash ult on the Nami, which did get flashed, so that was kind of wasted. But again, Castle goes down. Now they will return and at least threaten the Baron, but of course we know it is going to be a bait.
Ooh, if that seismic shove would have hit Kryra, that could have been the play, or maybe they'll get it anyway. Kryra down to 20% HP, tries to use the Cyclone to get away from it, but Core JJ with a beautiful Pop Blossom stops any chance of DSG. Classic TL with a lead. Make the map very dark for your opponents. Lurk around in the jungle, try to find a couple of picks to then continue making your big plays after that. Castle's going to be the one who has to face check things here, but man, this map is so scary. Fog of War everywhere. Lions is just going to drop. Yon gets the last auto. That's a free kill for the Unara, as now Core JJ hits a 3-man Pop Blossom. Kryra tries to save himself, but Morgan takes him out. Castle's in the middle of everybody, as Morgan can fall back before he ends up having to give his own life. Now Castle gets knocked down. Enemy jungler, enemy support, enemy top laner, all out of the picture, and Team Liquid's heading to Baron.
Just like you said, the way they play with Fog of War, I love whenever you see Core waiting in the bush, because you know he sees the play. He's looking for the angle. Really, really nice stuff coming out of his Nico once again.
Yeah, finds a great engage. I mean, it's Castle walking forward, but he's just not really that threatening. He's not really that tanky. No one is there with him, so he steps up.
I want to call out, again, is just Core waiting here. You know he wants that engage to go in immediately.
He R-autoed, so he Pop Blossoms in the air. So it actually was perfectly timed. I thought that's what he might have done, but I didn't know that even though like the animation goes off early, it actually stuns where you land, it looked like. So that was super well timed by Core. Well played.
Deep breaths, guys. Use your eyes.
Deep breaths. Got to stay calm. Got to get all the way to the Nexus. Like you were talking about, Azale, Core JJ earlier mentioning, yeah, it's not the start to the season that we wanted, but our goal is still achievable. We've just got to get there. Even this game started off a little bit rough. Disguised had a 1,500.
2K over his lead, and I think they're playing around his aggression so well with the insane amount of CC as Quick goes in.
Yeah, they're going in for the Weavers. Wall, and immediately Lions is caught. Yon finds the Arc of Ruin there onto Kryra. They want to get a second kill here if they can, but Kryra gets away for now. Call Me going to reinforce him. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, Yon looking at Sajed. Kryra wants to go in after the Team Liquid 80 carry, but Core JJ is there on the defense. Yon staying alive for now. Castle doesn't have the damage. Call Me trying to get something, as at least Quid will fall. Yon right next to him, but Call Me loses his life in the process. Morgan gets the killing spree there onto Sajed, and it's only Castle still standing on DSG. Beautiful use of the public execution to buffer through the decimating smash. Morgan guarantees the ace, and Team Liquid's looking for the end of the game.
Mbessa does not care about the towers at all, as Core is even going to be able to survive. Objective bounties are available soon. That's the cope. We're going for some bounties here.
You might need them.
Just get some of these shutdowns, pick up some towers, easy kill him Morgan for 1K, you know?
Well, the game's not over at least. It's still going. DSG's still in there, but man, 10,000 gold difference. Team Liquid still with the Baron for another 10 seconds. The power play up to almost 3,500. This is looking grim.
And I always just feel like when you have the luxury items coming through, like Zhonya's, Seekers, GA, each one of those is one nail in the coffin.
It's going to be a straggler. Nobody's going to be left on their own, and they'll just get out of the danger zone.
Yeah, I mean, it does stop a little bit of the pressure they were applying, as, nope, they're going in for another play.
Yep, there it is. Pop Blossom seals Call Me's fate. Quid's going to be the one taking the kill on that, as TL, after picking off the International, and now that you're on your last life, now that you've barely qualified to the bracket stage, having to play in that tiebreaker match against Dig, that it looked like that one was even dicey for a little while. They're really trying to minimize those mistakes, as the third Drake for them is about to fall. Should just be able to pick that one up easy peasy. Now Baron's alive here too, and DSG are trying to position in a way that they might be able to contest it.
Yeah, and we'll see. It's not looking great as that pillar lands onto Castle. And we have the TP coming in from Morgan. He might be looking for a wraparound flank here. Sajed.
Eyes on Sajed, the Corki. If they manage to get the pincer attack on the 80 carry, it's over before it even begins. Kryra takes a little bit of poke there from CoreJJ as Sajed is about to die. One more auto attack would have finished him off as Yon has to flash back away now, and Morgan has found that pincer attack. The Corki and the Wukong are both already out of the picture. CoreJJ staying alive there with the Seeker's arm guard as Call Me just barely has enough damage to finish him off. Meanwhile, Yon gets the kill on Castle and now has to get away from the dead Scion. The Arc of Judgment is enough to slow down the dead body, so the only one they lose is CoreJJ, and it's an ace for TL.
I love how Jan was the one telling them to chill out in comms. We saw from FBI's comms what happens when the ADC is baiting out stuff there. Really beautiful coordination with the Morgan flank coming around on the Mbessa.
And that's going to be all it takes. Team Liquid, it was a bit of a rocky start, but then they turned it around in the mid game. They played it safe. They didn't take excessive.
Right. You know, Kalista's hopping non-stop, and Ahri has dashes on the ult and the move speed on the W. So to me, I'm a little bit concerned about the efficacy of the Bard ults. So
Ultimate here on the Xin Zhao to use defensively to try to escape. He does, however, have a lot of honey fruits there. Lions walking up through the river now too. Importantly, both mid laners using their ultis. Quid only has the single charge left, wants to get a little bit more damage onto Call Me, who has to hop away as CoreJJ goes forward, wants to land a handshake, pulls him back. Weirding does keep him alive though, and that's first blood over to DSG. Kryra gets it done, but TL wants to get one back. Jose Diodo, nice revenge kill, 1-for-1 trade.
Pretty good, though, honestly, for DSG. The fact that they not only get first blood, but also their AD carry did not move. So Sajed ran straight back towards bot lane. He's going to be able to get some farm here to try to even things out a little bit, which he desperately needs to do, because Yon is already 20+ CS ahead. Call Me unlikely to go down as Yon takes a couple tower shots.
Yeah, the double turret shot there really doing some serious damage to Yon's health bar. But yeah, Sajed needed that time to try to catch up. The massive gap in CS is going to start causing some serious issues if DSG does not find a way to staunch that bleeding a little.
Yeah, it's good for Sajed, but then we see Jose.
Has no smite.
Yeah.
Now he does.
There we go. Okay.
Came back up just in time. He's going to be...
Not bad, not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. They use flash and flash.
Passing through mid.
Yeah, we're really going to have to see how TL execute on these dives, because when you have Ahri Vi, you have Kalista, like, it's so obvious when you are going for those plays, which can make defensive Bard ults really high value. As Jose caught on ward.
Yeah, Jose Diodo could be in some danger here. Tries to use the Vault Breaker to get away. Has to use the ulti to try to buffer through it, but it won't matter. Call Me gets the kill. Jose goes down. And the next Drake spawns. Right now, Jose Diodo hanging around the top lane. It would be risky to try to dive Castle. We'll see if they want to go for it anyway. Jose going to drop the control ward here in the brush. And it looks like they'll just start this one off. There's your Vi Wombo combo into the equalizer. No risk at all.
To muscle in, and again, that's where this bot lane prio and mid prio matters so much. And really nice from TL to be able to play around that after kind of that initial skirmish there. It also, if we had a big team fight,
for this Rift Herald, and so DSG is going to take their opportunity to start the objective up. You can see both top laners also posturing to get involved in this. Castle goes for the taunt, but he will not find Morgan as the Herald is down to about half health. Morgan looking for the opportunity to maybe equalize here, is overheated right now as Kryra's going to be the target, and Jose Diodo jumps in, wants to make the dive happen, flashes back over the wall to safety as Sajed is already down. Team Liquid looking for a little bit more. Yon is very low. Will the bailout be able to save him? No. Lions takes the kill on that one, but Team Liquid still firing. Castle's next to die, but Morgan gets smited down. It's a bloodbath here for the topside river as Lions falls to Jose Diodo. Kryra goes on a magical journey through the wall. TL wants to finish the last couple of kills. Call Me flashes for nothing, and Team Liquid will take the fight.
Team Liquid take the fight. I mean, Call Me was late to join, and I kind of expected Lions just use a defensive ulti onto Sajed to buy some time as they see everything is getting sent on him, but instead he looked for the more aggressive option, tried to catch some other members. No one blocked the charm, the follow-up that has to be stopped from the Ahri, and that is what sealed the fate of Sajed.
Yeah, and it's going to allow TL, more importantly, to pick up this Rift Herald.
Or tipping.
I'm on Kai'Sa.
I can't hit here.
No,
I'm in front. Yeah. This is good. This is good. You can throw me.
Look, Shin. Shin
On
no
me.
flash.
Give me W.
Shin no flash.
W to back.
Galio no flash. Galio no flash. Galio no flash.
Kill one.
Bard on flash.
Kill Galio. We can win, I think.
Keep playing. Keep playing.
Xin Zhao no flash. Xin Zhao no flash. Xin Zhao no flash.
Get from Aurora. Get from Aurora. No flash.
Xin Zhao no flash here. W10. Nice. Good job. Ivy. I think we win.
No flash.
Or no flash.
Nice.
We got it. Oh, gabi. Not bad.
Good fight.
Matter.
Yep.
just so key with the Vi Ahri combo. You cannot stop the Vi ult, so you must stop the follow-up. That is the part of the combo that you can break up. You cannot allow Charm to come through there. You know, someone's got to try to get in the way and body block that, or you have to use the really fast defensive Bard ult. Got to be able to shut that down, because now TL with the Dragon in 30 seconds are up 2.5K, and that lead is getting a lot bigger.
Yep, Lions has to be careful in the enemy jungle here. Tries to go on a magical journey to get away, but Morgan is still roasting him. Call Me coming in now to guarantee that his support stays alive, but they've got bigger problems. Kryra's now going to be focused up here in the river. Galio ulti to try to create enough space to keep him alive. Hostile takeover flies out as Team Liquid continues looking for more, and Quid's already found the kill onto Kryra. Morgan backs him up. It's a double kill for Quid as the Aurora falls. Castle's out too. It's 3-0 for TL, and the Dragon's going to be the immediate trophy.
And they mow down Disguised before being able to now get Soul Point on the Drake stacking, which is absolutely huge for this composition. They're also going to be able to get this tier 1 bot, and Quid on this Ahri is now a massive problem. I also really like how they're using Morgan's power in these fights as well. We wondered how much is this for super well when you had APA and Impact, two players who are just so map-oriented and minded about those side lanes.
Call Me in some danger though. Yawn looking to put the spears all the way through his heart, and that'll be the easy kill for Team Liquid. They want even more. Sajet tries to escape, but Quid and Jose are right there waiting. Disguised has just completely fallen apart in game 2, and TL now have a free ticket to the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, that's really tough. You know, Call Me wanted to just try to use the Rocket Belt to get out safety, but then that went into the wall. Then he tried to use the ulti, but it wasn't really placed very well, so he couldn't actually quite get to it. And then there was a really nice time Kalista ult, and Core flies in and knocks him up as he's trying to exit out with that ulti. And at the end of the day, dies without flashing, is taken down. So Jet is gone. TL's going to get a free Baron. Game 2 is cooked. Like, this game is completely cooked. Yeah. You're hoping now for a massive series of mistakes. Like, TL has to have their carries pretty much go down and int one at a time for DSG to have a chance. It's just completely gotten out of control.
DSG's hoping and praying that Jose did not charge the mouse enough here in this game, and something happens to the Vi in the middle of a team fight, because any straight up 5v5 is just not winnable from here. Yawn and Jose going to push towards the tier 2 turret here in the top lane. Disguise trying to defend what they can. Meanwhile, Quid is prepping the push over in mid for the multi-pronged attack from Team Liquid. Core JJ maintaining control over the enemy jungle. Kryra forced to ult defensively on the Xin Zhao, but still Jose and Quid are looking for more plays. Galio ulti also forced out of Disguise now as Castle tries to land a Justice Punch, see if there's anything they can get back, but Disguise just don't have the firepower.
And while that's all happening, you have Kalista already attacking the top turret. Once again, they should be able to easily take this with the Baron buff. And this is what makes this TL team now so dangerous, is because they can split you up, play with Fog. They're in such a strong position.
Okay, Lions hits the Bard ulti there onto Yawn, but it's not really going to get him a whole lot. Castle's now taking a ton of damage. DSG's only play ends up being serving their own dudes on a silver platter. Quid is unstoppable. Lions is going to drop double kill back over to the Ahri as nobody but Call Me is left standing, and Team Liquid is just going to walk this one straight to the Nexus. 23 minutes on the clock.
It's even more one-sided than the last game. Quid is going to look, won't find Call Me, but does it even matter? 15-4, they're just getting stomped.
They don't even have time to get the Dragon Soul. Call Me, yeah, he's trying to ping pong back and forth, but the ace comes through. TL pushing onto Nexus turrets. First one about to collapse. Nobody's going to respawn on Disguise in time to truly make a difference here. Morgan almost dies to the turret. Another Ghost Puppy is summoned up here at the very end. The Nexus will fall, and Team Liquid looks dominant.
It was great to see this coming out of TL, specifically with...
Like they've all been on the same page so far in this series, particularly compared to their opponents who seem much more coordinated. If you don't have that solid engage, those mistakes, those fast path towards bottom lane for Jose Diodo, level 3 on this Pantheon, looking to maybe set up a dive. This is a massive wave that's about to crash into the turret. So Jet is still only level 1. The Pantheon jumps in, and there's your first blood over to Team Liquid. That is an absolute disaster for DSG in the bottom lane.
Thank you, Jose Deodo, for giving me my early jungle gank.
About hitting level 6 for Jose, though, because he has been spam ganking so much, he is behind Kryra in terms of the pacing, in terms of the EXP. Kryra going to take the opportunity, go for this first Drake. Unfortunately, it is a Chem Drake. Usually not going to be the strongest early on or ever, but you get it out of the way, you grab it
Or
and check.
in the 1v1. And it's just looking rough. I mean, they can't even walk up to the tower, really. Jose's coming, and if Sajed tries to enter, he's going to die.
Yep, looks like Kryra will at least make his way in here as well. Level 7 on the Aatrox, so he is pretty strong. Goes forward, looks for the Darkened Blade. Jose Deodo is going to be your target, but Lions dies first, and Jose just throws up the shield. Now the smite to Kryra as he tries to get his way. The World Ender is used, but no, Jan's got the chase. The Crescendum is so powerful.
While you do have a level lead there for Kryra, the problem is Lions is less than half HP, has to use the heal before he even goes in. Right? You have Aphelios, Azir, Lulu. Like, you have a lot of scaling, a lot of damage. Your job on the Pantheon is to enable them, to set them up for success. So if you have to drop farm to be able to put them in a better situation, that is worth doing. Jose is behind them once again, and Aatrox is not here, so...
Yeah, there's the Wild Growth. Lions is locked up. He's out of there. Jose Deodo on a killing spree, and Jan has the Infernum yet again to fast shove the waves. Sajed's trying to cull the wave down just to keep himself alive, but the culling can only take out the front line of the minions. Now Jose and Core can just walk on up. It's that easy. Another kill over to Jose Deodo.
This is absolute.
DSG is trying to burn it down fast before that can happen, but Quid has already made his way back into the mid lane, and Kryra and the rest of DSG are going to have to seriously consider how badly they want this Drake. Kryra's still hanging around, but here goes Jose Deodo, immediately starting up the fight. He's taking a ton of damage. Shield keeps him alive a little bit longer as Lions goes in for the engage. Jose is low, but he is not dead here just yet. Finally shut down, goes up to DSG and Lions. Quid is in the middle of everybody, but they still don't have the damage to get the kills. Jan goes forward, but it's a double kill for Lions. Jan is down to 50 HP, trying to heal up here on the Aphelios. Core JJ right next to him wants to try to keep his carry protected. Nice use of the Wild Growth to deny the crash down, but the kill still comes through. DSG. It was looking so bleak, but they found themselves a fight. Now Core is trapped in the enemy jungle. Lions looking to lock him up, but he misses Shattering Strike. Call Me takes the kill, and DSG aren't done fighting.
At least your AD carry is online. It's still a bad spot, but we'll see.
Yeah, Quid going in for the Emperor's Divide, looks for Call Me here, takes him down to about half HP. As you can see, Jose Deodo making his way forward, but Kryra has also arrived. DSG, they're gonna get another one. Team Liquid is playing sloppy with their lead, and it's DSG punishing.
Nicely done by Call Me. He just kind of kited it out. He is actually at a really strong point now. He has the tier 3 boots. He has his Ludens completed off the back of that last fight. So he has now the biggest individual lead of the game. He's actually more ahead than Jan is over Sajed.
Now Core JJ getting caught here too. Plenty of CC, and the culling has enough damage right behind it. Jose jumps into the back, wants to find the kill onto Sajed, but the Pantheon alone does not have a ton of damage. It's a double kill to Sajed. Team Liquid has thrown the lead.
And now Sajed is up in gold after that, which is a lot of really weird mistakes coming out of TL, and DSG being able to punish, getting their carries, most importantly Sajed, back in the game.
As a fan of both, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, I really love some Kung Fu movies, and I appreciate TL reenacting the bad villains in those, walking in one at a time to fight the hero.
To get their butt kicked.
Exactly. Just, Core go first, he'll see what's up. All right, you took me down. Big mistakes, honestly. Quid dies for free mid, and then you have multiple deaths bot.
He can't find me. He can't find me.
Might just get to his second item first. Call Me gets caught though. Jose Deodo and Quid looking to kill off the Orianna, but they can't quite get there. Lions comes in with the heal, keeps Call Me protected. Jan off to the side, but now a massive engage coming out from Lions. That was beautiful from Disguise. Jose Deodo now in danger as well as they try to chase after him. Make this a 3-kill affair. Triple kill over to Kryra's Aatrox.
And now this Aatrox is going to be a massive problem as we see him going after Jan a little bit. Morgan is able to clean up this tier 1 turret on the top side, but these fights are all...
I was like, okay, there's a ward. They were on a ward the whole time. I thought, my initial assumption... The Sentinel series versus kind of in the Sentinel series, stats don't always tell this whole story with Sentinels, with the Sentinel series and with supports in general, but he definitely was not on form, and it's nice to see him having a good game on the row.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we see TL dropping the Rift Herald. They have been able to take down this entire outer ring of turrets using
in mid lane. quick ardent blaze onto Yon, walks back away. Just a nice quiet distraction while they begin the Drake down here. TP's coming in. Morgan wants to be a part of this fight. This could be the big X factor here for Team Liquid, but Morgan's the only one going in at first. Narbar mostly charged. Kryra's already secured the Drake, and DSG's just gonna walk away.
And if they're able to walk away without even needing...
This dude is out here just eating burger after burger. Shadow Flame plus Luden's Echo. Those shockwaves are just going to eradicate whoever they hit.
Yep, and as we see them kind of setting up.
Oh, Sajed trying to get away from this one. That's a big catch for TL. Jose Diodo makes it happen, but what can they get afterwards?
It would be risky to start up the Baron here. I mean, it's only 22 minutes into the game, but TL, I think, at the very least want to bait it. They want to try to clear out vision. They haven't actually swept out that one ward in the pit, though, so DSG well aware of what's going on. And remember, Baron, that big debuff could mean problems if Call Me can get him behind them. He's behind.
Okay, Call Me looking for it, has to flash away to try to escape. Morgan now going to be your target. DSG trying to go after the Gnar. Kryra stuck in the middle of everybody. The burst is plenty enough, and DSG lose their jungler. Now they've got to scatter. Morgan's still alive. Nice engage coming out from Lions, but there is no follow-up. DSG's trying to kill off Yon, but they don't have the damage to do it. Castle goes back in, but he falls. Jose Diodo gets the kill on the Jax, and now DSG have got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like Call Me got a little bit too clever there, you know, trying to come in from the other angle. He lost his flash early, and then he couldn't really connect with the rest of the team. And even though there's this great re-engage from Lions, you're very likely to be able to get a multi-man shockwave. And
they want to contest Baron right now. Still 90 seconds until that Drake spawns. DSG is in the neighborhood. Looking to see if they can take the fight. Infernal Chains onto Morgan, but he walks out of the side. DSG still on the approach. You can see Castle looking for the flank as Quid has to dash away from Sajed. Turret destroyed in the meantime. Over there.
So it's going to take him much longer time to walk up to this as they return to the Baron.
Yep, Jan's got the Chakrams here too. Look at how many of them he has stacked up. DSG still trying to approach, but the Baron is already gone. Team Liquid claim the objective. Jan still looking for an opportunity to put those Chakrams to good work. DSG's not going to give it to him, but now DSG can make a beeline straight for the Drake pit.
Yeah, they can go for the Dragon, and this could be Soul, so that's actually not a good trade for TL if they do end up losing this, and it looks like they are likely to. Jan is just going to go topside, so they get the Baron. As long as DSG can actually hold out through this Baron buff, they're going to be really happy. And again, it was just a weird fight because Call Me is not with the team. He's trying to come around on these flanks. He ends up actually TPing just into the Baron pit, but the fight was already over. They do, though, get the Soul at the end of the day, and it's going to be this injection of gold for TL. But for this to be worth it, they have got to get so much gold. I know, talking to Freak, he estimated the value, the gold value of Souls around 6,000 plus gold. So that is a lot.
On this, and they're using it to go down mid.
And initially, I thought Jose was going to go in way too deep, but the follow-up from Morgan was really good. Hit the Narbar at the exact right time. Kind of makes DSG have to scatter so they can brute force this mid-tier 2. Hopefully link up now with Quid, who's been pushing up this bot wave, and try to make a play on this bot side tier 2.
Yeah, they want to at least get this bot side tier 2. There's 37 seconds left on that Baron buff. Quid could get caught by Shockwave.
Nice Shockwave there, but can Quid escape? DSG trying to chase after the enemy mid laner. They hit the Darkened Blade. He uses the Seeker's Arm Guard, but he will not escape. Call Me gets the kill, and Disguised get the pick.
Nicely done. Disguise, you can apply, you know, this soul buff, how easy you can apply the damage, but it is going to be quite powerful. And, you know, DSG are not in a bad spot, so TL didn't really get enough with that Baron for it to be worthwhile.
Yeah, they weren't able to get kind of that tier 2 bot that they were prepping for. They did knock down the tier 2 in mid, but, you know, all inhib
out
turret.
on the map. He's on the flank here with a blast cone, but he does need to be a little bit mindful. Jose hits him with a very small amount of poke. Sun Disc will be destroyed here in the mid lane. TL have lost Morgan's Mega Gnar for now. DSG might look for their opportunity to go in, but it's a ton of burst on the Call Me. He's already dead! Quid takes the kill, and DSG have to try to fight without their mid laner. So Jed forced off to the side of the fight at the same time, as now Kryra is down. Lions will follow. TL just killed 4.
TL were constantly trying to look for these angles on to Call Me, finally get one there. I love how they've been playing around Morgan specifically, always looking for these flanks. And yeah, now they might be pushing for the end.
Yeah, the death timers are long. It's 20 seconds until anybody else is back up. It's only Sajed to try to defend this. The Lucian, who had such a struggle early game, will not be able to hold the line. Team Liquid, it was a messy game number 3, but they make their way onto the Nexus turrets. They will clean sweep Disguised, and they will move forward, continuing their march towards first stand.
A little blip on